Hey film fans, my name is David. This is Film Collector Archive, and today it is episode 7 of the Orbit DVD haul. I don't know if we should call this return of the mega show. I honestly feel like this is just going to be kind of the format for this show moving forward. A few months ago, 3-4 months ago, we had the last Orbit DVD haul video, and that one ran about an hour and a half, I want to say, and there were a ton of titles. Well, this is following suit. Now I want to be very clear, like I was in my last video, but very clear up front here. These are purchases that I made between January of this year, January 2023, and May 2023. So we have a significant amount of titles to get through here, but these were by no means purchased in, one haul or anything even remotely close to that. This has been purchased over basically, 5 months, 4 or 5 months. So almost, we're almost halfway through the year. And the last episode was in January. So want to be very clear about that up front. We have a ton of great titles to get to here. I can't promise this is not going to be another hour and a half long video. I hope it's not that long though, because this is again just another really significant episode here. But I do think that I want to hold this format going forward, where it's not just going to be a few titles. I'll kind of hold off on doing these haul videos, or the Orbit DVD haul videos, until I have a decent amount of titles to go through. So I have these, as I always try my best to do, I've got these situated by label, but we've got large box sets, kind of medium or small box sets, slipcover steel books, and then standard edition stuff. And then I actually have 2 books as well. In fact, I'll probably just get those out of the way here first. So Orbit DVD, they do have some cool books in stock, and every once in a while, so they have some film reference stuff, which is mostly what I get. Sometimes they'll have some other books that just really catch my eye. I'll go browse their catalog every once in a while, but these are 2 books from the British Library. This is the Ghost Stories of M.R. James. You can see there's a foil, there we go, there's a foil finish on there, really, really neat. And then even on the back, the kind of the synopsis or the introduction on the book there is kind of foiled, has that foil finish, which is really nice. So these are, just as it says, Ghost Stories, just really nice, really cool end papers on here too, and just a really nice kind of compact edition here. And to go right along with that, we have the Gothic Tales of Sheridan Le Fanu, and sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, edited by Xavier Aldana Reyes, and again from the British Library. There's the spine on that one, and then the back. This one doesn't seem to be, it's got a little bit of a foil finish, but it's funny, it's not quite as aggressive as the finish on the other book. So I'm going to kind of move these. I've got a lot to go through here, so I'm trying to make proper space here. Okay, so we're going to jump into kind of some real bangers here to begin with. Just to start off the episode, I'd rather go with some of the bigger items from this haul that I'm really excited about. So first up, Second Sight can do no wrong. These people are amazing at what they do, and I am so excited to have this 4K restoration on one of my favorite horror films of all time. Of course, we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And if you're new to this channel, this haul video, we're not going to go into detail on anything really, but I will have separate unboxing videos for the bigger sets. Obviously, this will have a separate unboxing video, so definitely stay tuned on the channel for that. But this is more of just the show and tell. The unboxing videos will of course be in depth, you know, looking at the contents of the set and kind of going over everything in detail. So yeah, so we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K, and just a really substantial box set here. Lots of special features, but just an absolutely gorgeous looking set here. And now this is the original British movie poster, I believe is what they adapted the cover here from. So really cool design. Obviously Leatherface very prominent on the cover there. Great kind of silhouette look there. Absolutely love Second Sight, and that is why we are not done with Second Sight box sets yet. Next up, this is a more recent, in fact this is their most recent release in terms of their limited edition box sets. And there's definitely more that have been announced that I've already pre-ordered, but this is Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock. Now this had a Criterion has released this film, and they released this in a more robust kind of box set digipack, and it included the original novel. We also get the novel here in this set, but this is actually even more significant. So you can see on there we get the one of those books is the novel, and then the other is a just an enormous book, and I believe there's that's what's going to house kind of the essays and that type of thing. And then just a sorry, I'm doing my best here with the glare. I have this window right here right in front of me where a lot of that light would come in. I have that closed, but just with this office, undoubtedly I will have some glare just because I have so much natural light in here. All right, so, and can we just look at that cover art? My gosh. If you've never seen Picnic at Hanging Rock, it is a very atmospheric film. It's one that there's not really an event in the film that just blows me away. It's more just the mood that it sets and that's kind of held throughout the film. It's very mysterious to me on why I'm as taken with this film as I am, but you know, that's a credit to good filmmaking, good storytelling, and I'm looking forward to, because I previously had the Criterion edition, and admittedly I never did read the novel, so I'm looking forward to diving in and you know, reading the novel and really digesting everything here that that Second Sight has for us. So I'm actually going to move something here really quick because we have one more Second Sight set here. So this film is from the 1970s, and very, I don't know, definitely more, more obscure. This is from the great George A. Romero. I think this is one of those titles where people thought this might never happen. We might never see, you know, number one, a restoration on this film, and number two, a restoration to this degree, and, you know, to receive the treatment that Second Sight gave this film here. But this is George A. Romero's Martin here on 4K. There you see. So that's again an original poster. I believe that image is from the original poster, is what they adapted that from. I've seen this film once. I need to revisit this for sure. I don't think the first time that I watched this film that I was quite in the right mood, for lack of a better way of putting it. But I just immediately knew this is one I wanted to pick up. I admire George Romero's work so much, and this just has, you know, again, it's just a packed limited edition set here. Great book. Lobby Cars. I think it's a 100-page book. I don't know if it says here. But then, yeah, 5 collector's cards. And then you get even the original soundtrack CD here. So, Martin from George A. Romero. Okay, so next up we have a big, let's actually go. Sorry guys, I'm gonna move some things around here again. All right, so this is from Severin. I'm kind of getting more into Severin these days. They've got some titles that they announced for the upcoming, next few months, some of which I'm definitely going to be picking up. One that I already pre-ordered, but this one immediately caught my eye. I'm getting more and more into Italian film, and this is their box set for Violent Streets, the Umberto Lenzi Thomas Millian collection. Love that cover there. And this is the kind of the split box, so where the top comes up. But this is a 5-movie set. Very cool, very, obviously a large format box set here. And, whoops, there we go. Yeah, and there on the side, you can see the films that are included. But yeah, really impressed with the work coming from Severin, and I was really excited to pick this one up. So those will be new, first-time watches for me. Okay, so next up, we've got a large box set here from 88 Films. There will be several 88 Films editions in here, but this is their newest kind of bigger box set. They call these the deluxe collector's editions. And then this is a 4-film set, and this is for In the Line of Duty. Now, Eureka did individual sets. They released the films individually with their nice slipcover editions. I love Eureka, and I love 88 Films, so sometimes I just go, one way or another. Usually I don't go, buy both of them, but that does still happen sometimes. But anyways, so I got the 88 Films edition here on In the Line of Duty 1 through 4. And yeah, on the inside here, so you have the films, and then you have kind of the poster and book setup here, all housed in a really nice box here. I like the newly commissioned artwork that they have here on the cover. Very, very nice looking. All right, and then next up, we're going to kind of move into Arrow Video Land here. I'm a huge fan of film noir. I have a lot of film noir coverage on this channel. The series from Kino Lorber, the Dark Side of Cinema series, has been really great. And I believe they're going to be wrapping that up pretty soon. I think the plan on that was to go through 15 sets, and they've just announced the 15th set on that. So I think we'll be wrapped up, or should be wrapped up on that one here in July. But love film noir, and really I bring in almost, it feels like, as much as I possibly can. But this is the second volume of a series that Arrow Video did. Unfortunately, on the first volume, I did miss out on the limited edition box set, so I got the kind of flimsy, just the standard edition. But this is 4 Film Noir Classics Volume 2. And we have directors Robert Siodmak, George Sherman, Douglas Sirk, and Joseph Pevney. And you can see the films here that are included. And it follows kind of the same design language of the first set. The first set was white, the box. Obviously here we have a red kind of theme. And then, yeah, just really packed. Yeah, and I know I've seen at least... I've seen 3 of these films. So this has The Suspect, The Sleeping City, Thunder on the Hill, and 6 Bridges to Cross. I think the only one that I have not seen here is The Suspect. The other 3 I've seen and really enjoy. In fact, at least one of those does dovetail with one of the stuff from Kino. But this is a nice robust set, and you get a really nice hardback book in here and great extra features, something that the Kino releases definitely lack. Usually you just kind of get trailers and then maybe a commentary included there. So definitely wanted to pick this up. Okay, so let's continue on with the Arrow video theme here. So we've got 3 4K limited edition releases here. First up, one of my favorite directors, Richard Linklater. This is the 4K release of Boyhood, and I like they used this is the original poster, and that's adapted here kind of all throughout. So you have this green grass kind of theme here. There's the inside, so you get the book and the poster included in there, and this is on 4K. This is another one that I did previously on the Criterion release for, and opted to go for this 4K release from Arrow. And then just a lot of great extra features included here as well, but really nice looking set. And I've seen Boyhood multiple times. Great film. Next up, this is a blind spot for me. This is a film by David Cronenberg. I have a decent amount of experience with Cronenberg, but this is a blind spot for me. This is David Cronenberg's Naked Lunch, the 4K treatment here, limited edition treatment. And I know a lot of people are excited about this release. Again, one that is available in the Criterion library, but not in the 4K format. And you get the great Arrow video treatment here. One of the absolute best in the game. All right, and the last 4K limited edition Arrow set that we have here is a film by Bernardo Bertolucci. This won Best Picture, and this is The Last Emperor. And this is a 2-disc set, so we get the extended version on Blu-ray, and then the theatrical version. So the theatrical version is on 4K and Blu-ray, and then the extended version is on Blu-ray only. So a 2-disc set here, and so there's the insides there, and then the spine. So The Last Emperor. All right, now we are moving into maybe my favorite label, definitely top 3 here. This is Indicator. We have a few of their limited edition box sets. These are the small, single film sets. Well, actually, this first one is multiple films, but the other 3 are single films. So this is Enter Santo, the first adventures of the Silver Masked Man. Here you see we get 2 films, Santo versus Evil Brain and Santo versus Infernal Men. This is limited to 6,000 units. Looks like I got unit number 4,711. There's the inside on that one. I have the Santo set film that Vinegar Syndrome recently put out, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. And at the time, I knew Indicator was also putting out a set. There's also another kind of box set, multi-film set that I know Orbit DVD has in stock, and so I'll probably go pick that set up sometime as well. But really intrigued to see some of the earlier Santo films, 1961 for both of these the films here. But yeah, if you have a chance to pick up the Vinegar Syndrome Santo set, it's a lot of fun. Again, had a lot of fun with that film, and I'm just very excited to go here. So the nice hard box treatment here from Indicator. There's nobody in the game doing work better than Indicator. Indicator, Second Sight, Arrow Video, these guys are top of the stack. All right, next up, one I am very excited about. I'm a big fan of spaghetti westerns, and this has, the great pedigree here, the great Lee Van Cleef. This and score by Ennio Morricone. This is The Big Gun Down, and that's a really striking, if I can get the glitter off there, really striking set here. Just such an aggressive red, theme here, and then you have, of course, Lee Van Cleef there on the cover. There's the side, and this one is limited to 5,000 units. I got unit number 2038. You can see just an absolutely packed release. This is from 1966, and it looks like there's 3 versions of the film in here. Runtimes of 111 minutes, 95 minutes, and 89 minutes. So I'll be interested to dive in on that one and look at what different cuts are involved there when we do our separate unboxing video. Next up, this one's kind of funny because with film noir, there is something very specific that you think of when you think of Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray, and of course it's Double Indemnity. But to see these two, I saw them together in another film recently. There's Always Tomorrow, I believe is the name of that film. Watched them there, and then Indicator announced this set, and so this is Remember the Night. There you see our 2 leads on the cover, Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray. And so this is, at least looks like it's going down more of the romantic comedy, maybe romantic drama type route. And this one's only limited to 3,000 units. I have unit number 1,483. Really looking forward to it. It feels like you really can't go wrong with these two on screen together. And I did enjoy There's Always Tomorrow, and then Double Indemnity is just a stone cold classic. Okay, so this is the last. This is the last Second Sight Indicator limited edition kind of box set presentation. We do have some other limited edition, but just in the standard case that we'll hit later in this video. But I was going to pass on this, and then I became kind of intrigued enough that I wanted to pick this up. I have all of the Hammer sets that they've released, and this is a Hammer film, but just a standalone film here in this set. And this is from 1971. This is Creatures the World Forgot. It just intrigued me enough that I wanted to pick it up, and especially for the low price, $25-$30, right around that price range, and just Indicator, they get me with these absolutely gorgeous editions that they produce. So that will be a first time watch for me. I love Hammer films, and just really excited to add to the Hammer collection. Okay, so next up, this is a new label. So this is Treasured Films. This is an Italian film that they put out. This has a very nice rigid box treatment here. It uses the Skinovo cases that you see with like the Indicator, standalone releases like Criterion. They use the Skinovo cases. It's got the book and the cards and everything in here. So this one kind of jumped out of nowhere. And this is kind of thought of apparently as the Italian Apocalypse Now. This is The Last Hunter. I almost said The Last Emperor. The Last Hunter, a film by Antonio Margheriti. Yeah, so this is, I don't know if you'll be able to really see there. It's Treasured Films. It's it's not focusing. But yeah, this is a new one. I'll be interested to see if they do any other sets. I mean, I'm intrigued to dive in on this one. I've never seen this film. But yeah, they give it the kind of the full rigid box treatment here. There's the back. Definitely caught my eye. Again, love Italian films, and so that one just felt like a no-brainer for me to pick up. And again, especially at the price that Orbit has these sets for. All right, another one that jumped out of nowhere. I'm getting more and more into Marlena Dietrich films. I have the set from Indicator of Joseph von Sternberg. Her films with Joseph von Sternberg. That's behind me here on the shelf. But the BFI put out another a box set of Dietrich films. This is Marlena Dietrich at Universal 1940 to 1942. We have a 4-film collection here in, again, a nice rigid box set presentation here. There's the films, and then you get no, I think that's a book, but it's kind of turned where the spine is turned away, or it might just be cards. 60-page book. So the book is just kind of turned the opposite way, so the spine of the book isn't showing on there. So I thought it might be cards, but anyways, a 4-film set here from the BFI, and just kind of jumped out of nowhere. There's the spine, so you can see the films that are included, and had to jump on that one immediately. All right, next up we are into 88 films. They're limited or they're deluxe collector's edition type sets here. I've seen this film once, and it was a recent watch. I wanted to kind of preview it before I made this purchase, and I really liked it. This is with the great Christopher Lee. This is the Whip and the Body. And this is a Mario Bava film, and boy, this film was really mesmerizing. Great use of color, very, very Gothic feeling. I mean, just that mood and that atmosphere that they're able to establish here is really great. It's Gothic to a T. I mean, it almost feels like this is kind of could be the the poster child for Gothic films. It really lives up to that name. But this is part of the 88 films, the Italian collection, which the next one here is actually part of that collection as well. And then here you see you get a nice stack of special features there. Really nice cover art there. And then you do get a book that's included in there as well. All right, so the other one that's part of the Italian collection, this is an Umberto Lenzi film. And this is starring Maurizio Merli and Thomas Millian. This is The Tough Ones. So this is not included on the Severin box set, and so I wanted to jump on this one. And so I could have more Thomas Millian, and Umberto Lenzi in the collection. So really excited to check this one out. And this does include a 40-page perfect bound book. But yeah, excited to have that. All right, next up, 88 Films does an amazing job with Asian films, Asian cinema. And this is one that caught my eye. This is starring Yuen Bao, Pat Ha, and Charlie Chin. This is On the Run. There you go. And next up, so this is one that I did do a double dip on. I told you every once in a while. So I have the Eureka box set for Police Story 1 through 3. Amazing box set from Eureka. And then 88 Films did one for the third film for Police Story 3 Super Cop. And, you know, just the treatment they gave this film here, I had to have this copy as well. This comes with an 80-page perfect bound book, and then just a nice stack of extra features here, and couldn't pass it up. The price was definitely right to have this in the collection as a part of the, you know, my 88 films section. So can't get enough of Jackie Chan, so always happy to bring in more of his films. All right, next up we have, again, Yuen Bao, and then Cynthia Rothrock. We have Righting Wrongs. Really cool cover art on this one. There's that, but yeah, just really great, really packed set here. And that one comes with a book and posters in there as well. All right, and then yeah, this is the last 88 Films kind of box set presentation here. This is Jackie Chan, and this is Snake and Crane, Arts of Shaolin. See, this is 1978. I really, really love early Jackie Chan, 70s, 80s Jackie Chan, but yeah, the early stuff is really becoming my favorite from his filmography. They're just so fun, lighthearted, obviously great stunt work. It just really checks all the boxes for me. And yeah, I kind of prefer his earlier filmography. And then yeah, the book and poster, all those goodies included there. All right, next up, shift something here really quick. Next up we have this is a 4K steelbook, kind of one of these Ultimate Collector's Edition type sets that are coming out of the UK for one of the great 80s movies. This is The Lost Boys. They had some of these. They came in stock and then got bought up right away, and Orbit got in excuse me, Orbit got in one more shipment of these, and so I had to grab one as quick as I could. I had the standard, just the slipcover edition on 4K for The Lost Boys, and I had to go this route. This is just a really fun looking set. Really cool artwork there on the cover, and then you can see this includes some fun extras. We get a cool comic book in there, but just really fun presentation overall. And I like the artwork and the overall presentation here a lot better than the artwork that they had on the slipcover. So this was definitely the route to go for me. Next up, we have a couple of Vinegar Syndrome titles. This one is the limited edition version, is out of print, and when I purchased it I didn't realize how close it was to being out of print, but it's like I bought it and then it was gone. It was done for, and this will make a great companion piece to the second sight release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Now, admittedly, so I've seen this film a couple of times. It's one that's growing on me a little bit. It has a very different tone, very different pace than the first film. And funny enough, I mean, it is directed by Tobe Hooper, but there's enough that I like about this, obviously, because I picked it up, that I made the purchase. And with the treatment here that Vinegar Syndrome gave it with this really, really great artwork here, I mean, it's just incredible. I want to spend more time with this film. And then admittedly, I do love that they rip off The Breakfast Club, on the cover here. And this is adapted from a poster for the film. And then you get the back there. There's a nice spot gloss here, which is really cool. And then on the cover of this, the slipcover as well, there's a gloss and embossing on the title of the film, and then even on the spine here. So I was really happy to pick that up. Again, didn't know how close it was to being out of print, but just finally decided to pull the trigger, and I'm really glad I did, because it seems like the next day, I mean, it was out of print. And then there's actually some cool spot glossing here on the title on the cover of the outer box as well, but only Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, these guys, nice harder outer box with a slipcover. I mean, they just understand collectors so well. Love Vinegar Syndrome and their partner labels. Another Vinegar Syndrome set here. This one is still in print at time of filming this video. Mexican Gothic is a genre that I'm getting more into now. And this set provides a nice opportunity to kind of go further down that rabbit hole. And this is Mexican Gothic, the films of Carlos Enrique Taboada. Very striking cover art there. Really great artwork on the back there as well. And then again, just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, we get a very nice slipcover there, again with some spot glossing. There's the name of the films that are included. And then this one comes with a book as well. And these I can kind of show the contents quickly here because it's not, shrink wrapped around the whole set, but really looking forward to diving in on that set. Next up, let's go with some Arrow Video slipcover editions. I had the Shout Factory edition on this and gave it up for this. I just prefer this Arrow Video edition of the Sonny Chiba Street Fighter Trilogy. Very cool artwork there. And this includes a booklet. It feels like there's probably a decent sized booklet included in there as well. And then all three films, the Street Fighter, Return of the Street Fighter, and the Street Fighter's Last Revenge. So glad to have that specific edition, which I just prefer to the Shout Factory edition. I recently watched this film, and it's another one that's really moody, really atmospheric. Does a great job kind of establishing and in this case, actually kind of a more of a Gothic feel as well. This is The House That Screamed. Let's see, I'm trying to remember what year this was released. I think this was the 1970s, if I remember right. Yeah, not seeing it immediately here, but really great cover art there. And you can see this is based on a brand new 2K restoration from the original negative by Arrow Films. And then it has the 105-minute uncut version titled The Finishing School, and the 94-minute US theatrical version titled The House That Screamed. So you do get multiple cuts of the film here, which is great. But yeah, recommend it if you haven't seen this film. This is one I have not seen. This has John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Riz Ahmed. Stellar cast. I'm surprised I haven't seen this film, to be quite honest with you, but this is a 4K release here of The Sisters Brothers. When it was announced, I thought this was going to be kind of a more full box set limited release, but it's got the slipcover, which is great as well. And then it feels hefty enough that I think there is a going to be a booklet in here. Well, we do. Oh yeah, so we get a double-sided fold-out Wanted poster and then illustrated collector's booklet. So poster and a book. So that's really great. Yeah, cool cover art on that one as well. Something you'll hear me say about 1,000 times in this video. Okay, actually, we are back to 88 films for one more here. This is like a slipbox presentation. This is on 4K, and this movie has been recommended to me. One person that kind of tipped me over the edge was Nathan Jones. I know I read his review on Letterboxd. This is a film with Kadeem Hardison, excuse me, Mark Dacascos, and Brittany Murphy. This is from the 90s. This is called Drive. Not to be mixed up with the Ryan Gosling film, which is one of my favorite films of all time. But this has received some high praise. There's good reviews out there for this, so I think this is going to be just a great 90s action movie, and I'm here for it. I love 90s action movies, and so really cool slipbox presentation here from 88 Films, and yeah, a decent amount of extra features and everything included there. And looks like this is done in partnership with, there's the MVD Rewind collection, and this is region free, being a 4K release. Okay, so this next one, I'm really excited to watch this movie. This is a steelbook, but it's got a slipcover, which is really cool. This is the 4K Ultra HD plus digital code release here of Dragon Slayer. Yeah, 80s movie that I have not seen. This has a commentary from director Matthew Robbins and Guillermo del Toro, so that'll be really interesting. So it has kind of the stamp of approval from del Toro, so I'm all in on it. But really cool cover there. Definitely not, special feature heavy by any means. But nonetheless, we get a cool set here. And then it's a slipcover, so the steelbook is on the inside there. This next film, it's my favorite Denzel Washington performance. This has Ethan Hawke. This film really needs no introduction. This is Training Day. I mean, I absolutely love this film. It's been a little while since I've seen it. I mean, this is one I've seen, probably 10 times. Really excited to show this to my wife. She's a big Denzel Washington fan, but this is a blind spot for her in his filmography. So, I mean, this is one we'll be watching soon for sure. Yeah, not much more to say about it. I love this film. I always forget, though, that Eva Mendes is in this as well. All right, next up we have some Shout Factory steelbooks. So this one is actually more, this is Scream Factory, and this is John Carpenter's They Live. Love the artwork on this steelbook. There's the special features that are included. And then we have a couple here. Now I think looking back here at my collection, yeah. So I have Paranorman and Coraline on steelbook. back there on the shelf, and these are the other two Leica films that they've put out with these nice steelbook editions, and this is the Box Trolls. And if you're not familiar with Leica films, they are absolutely worth your time. I love what they've done over the years, and Box Trolls is an absolute blast. I love it. You guys know me. I'm a huge fan of animation and stop motion, and yeah, I love what Leica is doing, what they've done. And then the other one is Kubo and the Two Strings. So really great to have, kind of the complete collection that Shout has done so far. I'm hoping that we see some more of the Leica films kind of receive this treatment, but we shall see. All right, next up, let's actually I'm going to shift some of this a little bit so that I have room to put these. So next up, we are in Kinoland. So these are some of their Studio Classics releases. This one is Blu-ray, and then I've got four 4K releases. So this has Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles. This is The Lady from Shanghai. A blind spot for me in the kind of the film noir title, so I'm really excited to watch this one. 1948, and as always with film noir, I love that the run times are never, like more than an hour and a half is kind of odd, it seems like, for a film noir. So this has a runtime of 88 minutes. So The Lady from Shanghai. And now on 4K, again, we've got four titles here. We have Charles Bronson in Death Wish. And next up, so I don't know if they're going away from doing the shrink wrap kind of over the whole sets. This is the only one that's like that, but I've just never seen this before. But this has Dustin Hoffman. This is Marathon Man from 1976. And next up, we have Al Pacino in Serpico. Directed by the great Sidney Lumet from 1973. There's the back on that one. And one of my top 10 favorite films of all time. They announced this. I was very excited. Again, directed by Sidney Lumet, 1957, starring Henry Fonda, and an amazing, amazing cast. One of the best casts of all time surrounding him here. None other than 12 Angry Men. I love that cover art. And I did retain my copy from Criterion. There are some extra features included there that are not on this set that I just absolutely have to have. And so 12 Angry Men, I'm definitely okay double dipping on one of my favorite films of all time. All right, next up. This is from Studio Canal. This is a slipcover edition of a film directed by Orson Welles. I kind of dipped my toe into the waters, with this film. I watched probably 15 minutes and knew that this is one, because it was a really crappy version that I was watching on, I think it was on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video. And boy, it was just a really bad print, really bad scan of the film. And so I was intrigued enough, 15, maybe 20 minutes in, that I thought, I'm just going to buy the Studio Canal version. And this is a brand new restoration, so it's going to look obviously a lot better than what I was watching. This is based on the novel by Frank Kafka, and this is The Trial. with the great Anthony Perkins. Obviously, Norman Bates from Psycho being his biggest role. There's the back on that one. But yeah, really intrigued to, obviously watch beginning to end on this film. And then we do get a few extra features included there as well. Next up, we have, I think this is my first film from Third Window Films. This looks really intriguing. If you just even watch the trailer on this one, it's really, really high energy. It seems like it would play very well as a double feature with Tetsuo. Sorry if I'm Tetsuo the Iron Man, which I've seen that film once, and this seems like it would make a really great double feature with that. And this is Electric Dragon 80,000. I don't know if that's how you'd actually say the name or if it's 80000. Anyways, yeah, I mean, you can see on the back here a couple of those screenshots. If you want to watch the trailer on this, it seems like a really cool film, one that I was willing to take a chance on, and then just a few extra features there, but cool slipcover edition here from Third Window. And it seems like there's a few other releases from Third Window that I'm kind of interested in. Okay, next up we have a Vinegar Syndrome partner label release. This is from the great AGFA, the American Genre Film Archive. Love stuff coming from these guys. In fact, I've got AGFA from Vinegar Syndrome, and then we've got a couple from 101 Films. But this is now the limited slipcover on this is out of print. Excuse me at this point. But this is Shaolin Invincibles. There you have man in a gorilla suit. And then 7-2-1. So a double feature there. And then, so now this is what you would get because the slipcover is out of print. And there's the back to kind of give you some more details on that. Okay, and then two AGFA titles from 101 Films. I have more AGFA from 101 than I do with Vinegar Syndrome, but this is the AGFA Horror Trailer Show. I love these trailer compilations. I have from Umbrella, I've got their Drive-In, what's the Umbrella one? Drive-In Delirium? I have that complete collection in the one set that they offered, and that's just a total blast. So this is specific to horror films, so I'm really looking forward to popping this one in. Some crazy images there on the back. And then I like the spines, like the different colors that 101 Films has done with these releases. They look really great on the shelf as a nice collection. And then the other one, this one looks really bizarre, really out there, and that's one of the reasons I love AGFA, so I had to go for it. This is the most curious picture of them all, The Curious Dr. Hump. There's the back on that one. Looks really bizarre. And then, so this one's green. So I just like kind of the different colors of the spines that you get on the shelf. They look great. Okay, now we are moving into Eureka with some of their slipcover editions. I'm really, really glad. So Shout Factory had done some releases of the Universal horror films, so not the monster films, but the earlier. There's still some monster films, but not the, Dracula and the Mummy and Frankenstein, and but they really. So Shout Factory did some releases of the Universal horror films, but they were really pricey, and I couldn't quite understand why they were priced the way that they were. And so they were on my radar, but never ones that I purchased. And so I went this route of, I've been collecting them from Eureka. So this is another volume. This is called Creeping Horror. And you can see here, you get a 4-film collection here, just stellar artwork here on this slipcover. So 260-minute total runtime on all of the films included here. And one that I'm really excited about here, this is apparently one that inspired Speed from the 90s, the great Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock film. This is The Bullet Train. So this is a film by Junya Sato. Got Ken Takakura, Sonny Chiba, and Kenny Utsui. So an action film here. I'm going to be watching this one really soon. I'm really intrigued to see, to watch it kind of through that lens of it being, an inspiration for Speed, which is one of my favorite action films of all time. All right. And then here we have another one. This is with Hideo Gosha. This is Violent Streets from 1974. And another great spaghetti western. I gotta have them. They did a release of Il Grande Silencio that is just a stellar release. This is kind of along those lines. This is Run Man Run. Thomas Millian in a Sergio Salima film. And this is packed. It's a really hefty little set here. And there's a collector's booklet included in here. I'm trying to see if there was posters. Well, I think it's just the booklet. All right, and then we're back to Severin here with a 4K release of one of the great horror films. This is a Peter Medic film. This is The Changeling. George C. Scott's performance in this film is really wonderful. A very haunting film. I've seen this one 2 or 3 times, and it's definitely making its way into a play. It's becoming a regular stop for me, I guess, in my horror movie watching. Now, I did also pre-order, so maybe a little bit of a spoiler for an upcoming, for the next Orbit DVD haul video. I did pre-order the Second Sight release as well. And I bought this prior to that announcement being made, but I'm actually very excited to have this edition as well. It's really, really nice looking. I love the slipcover here. And then this includes the I think it includes the soundtrack. Yeah, disc 3, the soundtrack CD, and which I don't believe is going to be included in the Second Sight release, but I'm totally great having both releases. Just a really cool slipcover here, and it's one of these nice, very much akin to Vinegar Syndrome, really nice thick slipcover there, and then the spine. Yeah, if you've never seen The Changeling, it's really phenomenal. Okay, so we've got a few more slipcover. We're on the last stack here. A few more slipcover editions to get through, and then the last leg of the haul here. Okay, so this is from Mill Creek. I don't buy a lot from Mill Creek, admittedly, but when they announced this film, I absolutely had to have it. This is Requiem for a Heavyweight, written by the great Rod Serling. I've seen this film once or twice, and it is absolutely worth your time. Rod Serling, so my favorite TV show of all time is The Twilight Zone, hands down. And Rod Serling's writing and, the writing of Richard Matheson, like, they had a great team of writers on that show. The writing is one of my favorite things about that show, and Rod Serling wrote Requiem for a Heavyweight, and so it's one that I knew that I had to watch. I've seen the film, absolutely loved it, and then Mill Creek made the announcement for this cool slipcover edition release of the film, and Mill Creek is definitely priced right, and so this didn't cost much at all. But yeah, if you've never seen Requiem for a Heavyweight, it is well worth your time. Anthony Quinn, Mickey Rooney, Jackie Gleason, Julie Harris, great cast here. Really heartbreaking. It's a very emotional watch. It's really, really well done, and obviously very well written. And then slightly different artwork there on the interior. So it doesn't look like there is any special features to speak of. All right, next up, an 80s classic. I've only seen this film once, and it's been a long time since I've seen it. This is Flashdance, the 40th anniversary edition here. Cool slipcover on that one. And then it's got filmmaker focus, the look of Flashdance, and then releasing the Flashdance phenomenon. So not too supplement heavy, but definitely worth buying. I'm looking forward to revisiting this one again. It has been quite a number of years since I've seen it. All right. Oh, and actually, we have another Arrow Video slipcover release here. We're back to Sonny Chiba. That would have made sense to do with the Street Fighter collection. But here we have the Executioner collection. And I'm not sure how many films are in here. I think it's just two. Yeah, two films. So the Executioner and the Executioner 2 that are included here. And I believe there's a booklet included on the inside as well. Yeah, there is a booklet included there. So really cool artwork on that one. And really dig Sonny Chiba for sure. All right, from Shout Factory, we have a 4K release. This is a film with Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, love Eli Wallach, and Steve McQueen, love all three of those guys. So great cast here. This is The Magnificent Seven, which admittedly I have never seen. It's one of those weird blind spots for me, one that I should have seen many years ago and seen multiple times, but I have not. So really looking forward to this. A nice slate of extra features included there. And yeah, great slipcover. I think it's just the same artwork on the inside there. Next up we have Scream. So that was Shout Factory. This is Scream Factory, one of their new 4K releases. This is the 4K collector's edition of Dawn of the Dead. I've seen George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I have not seen this version, but the selling point here for me is Sarah Polley. I'm a big fan of hers, and grew up with her on Avonlea. Loved her performance throughout that show. And then you have Ving Rhames in here, but yeah, love George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, and so definitely looking forward to this. I've seen the trailer, and it seems very high energy. I like the kind of the look of the cinematography, and this is directed by Zack Snyder, so visually I kind of know what I'm in store for, but Yeah, looking forward to this. We get a new 4K scan here from the original negative with unrated inserts from the 2K digital intermediate. So that'll be a fun watch. Okay, so now we have the last of our slipcover editions here. We have 4 of them are from Kino Lorber. This is the Kino Lorber Studio Classics release of Secret Admirer. I love Thomas Howell. This also has Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky, Kelly Preston, and Fred Ward. And I was talking to Tony from Basement Blues really briefly about this, and he said he really enjoyed this one. And this just seems right up my alley. I love 80s movies, an 80s, kind of romantic comedy. It sounds like a great time, and love the cast here. From 1985. Nice tight run time of 90 minutes on this one. All right, and then the last of the Kino Lorber, we have. So I already picked up season 1, but this is seasons 2, 3, and 4 of Maigret. So here is Maigret season 2, season 3, and season 4. Season 4 does wrap up the show, so I do have the complete collection now. And it's starring Rupert Davies. One of these British shows that I'm really looking for. It's right up my alley. Kind of a mystery type, black and white TV show. I'm really looking forward to watching through that series. And in terms of the extra features, well, I'll show you the backs of these. So there's, looks like we get Play of the Month, Maigret at Bay. But yeah, here's the back of season 4. That is season 2. And then season 3. So happy to have that collection completed. And speaking of completing a collection, we're now in the last several here. Speaking of completing a collection, this is the third and final season of the AMC produced Eli Roth's History of Horror. This ran for 3 seasons and then wrapped up. But we have interviews in here with Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, Gina Davis, Quentin Tarantino, Edgar Wright, Rob Zombie, and many more. If you haven't seen this show, so I've seen the first season and then I started in on season 2. It's really great for horror enthusiasts. This is kind of a no-brainer with the names that are interviewed here. So kind of a cool companion piece maybe to your In Search of Darkness collection if you have those. But yeah, from what I've seen of season 1 and then again part of season 2, I would definitely recommend this to horror fans. All right, really random purchase here, but it seems like one of those really bizarre, oddball, gotta have it kind of movies. And this is from Massacre Video. This is The Amazing Mr. No Legs. From 1974, runtime of 88 minutes on this one. I don't know. Go watch the trailer on this one. See if this is one you're interested in. One of those bizarre 1970s movies that, again, kind of like the randomness of some of the AGFA stuff. This kind of seams up that alley a little bit. All right, now we have our Indicator limited edition, but just in the standard, Skinovo case releases here. This is a film by Frank Perry. It's a really uncomfortable film to watch, if I'm being totally honest. So I wouldn't say that I love this film because of how uncomfortable it is, but it is a well-made film. And this has a great performance by Carrie Snodgrass. Also has Richard Benjamin and Frank Langella. And this is Diary of a Mad Housewife. If you've never seen it, I would say maybe give it a watch before you buy it. It's just really uncomfortable. And a very human piece, about relationships and kind of finding your sense of autonomy within a relationship. And there's just real toxic masculinity kind of all throughout. So there's that. But it is a well-made film, and this is directed by Frank Perry, who did The Swimmer, which is a fantastic film. So if you like The Swimmer and you haven't seen this, maybe I can make more of a recommendation. But and I've got the the limited set for The Swimmer from Indicator in the collection as well. Love that film. Next up, we have John Huston's production of Freud, 1962. This is one that is available in the Kino Lorber catalog as well, if you would rather go that route than this. But these sets, they always have such great booklets and such amazing supplemental packages here. But yeah, great cast here. We have Montgomery Clift, Susanna York, Larry Parks, Susan Kohner, also starring Eileen Hurley, Fernand Ledoux, David McCollum, Rosalie Crutchley, and David Kossoff. So really, large cast here. But yeah, John Huston film. He dared to search beyond the flesh. All right. Next we have an Ernst Lubitsch film. I'm trying to get more into the filmography of Ernst Lubitsch. This is with Lionel Barrymore, Nancy Carroll, and Phillips Holmes. And this is a Paramount picture. This is Broken Lullaby. And I know they also did some more Ernst Lubitsch releases recently. This is the one that kind of stuck out the most and kind of piqued my interest the most. So I obviously grabbed this one. But from 1932, runtime of 77 minutes. And then the last Indicator title we have here, Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. It's all you have to tell me, and I'm instantly interested in watching a film. And directed by Frank Capra. This is State of the Union. Love is Sweeping the Nation. I think this is a kind of a political comedy from 1948. But Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy, one of my favorite duos in film history, two of my favorite actors in film history. And very happy to have that in the collection. Last but not least, we have our final two titles here. And this is from a new label called Radiance. This is the first two titles I picked up from them. Here we have Big Time Gambling Boss. And the other one is Fill Her Up with Super. So this is 1976. Sorry, Big Time Gambling Boss is 1968. So here we have 1976, and this is in French. And I think this is we were talking about toxic masculinity here with the Frank Perry film. I think this is from what I gather, this is kind of an exploration of toxic masculinity, things like that, of this group of friends, that type of setting. Almost seems like something, maybe John Cassavetes would have directed, or, just, I don't know why it kind of has that feel to it. Maybe I'm way off, but, yeah. Fill Her Up with Super. I'm interested to dive in on the Radiance film library. They've got a great Franco Nero box set coming out that I have pre-ordered that I'm really looking forward to. 3 Mafia tales. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. But that's the haul, guys. That's everything I've purchased from Orbit DVD from January 2023 through May of 2023. Let me know in the comments if there's any sets in here that you're most excited about, any that you've picked up here that I grabbed, let me know in the comments. If you're new to this channel and you like talking film collecting, unboxing videos, things of that nature, I do invite you to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and finally the bell icon, as that will notify you when I upload new videos in the future. And until next time, I hope you have a great day.